trial terminated. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Darren Perrin.
And I'm Kat Villiansoni. After 2 days in court accused of murder, 46-year-old Seth Brunel takes a plea deal that includes no new jail time.
Now this after issues were raised about questions asked by police while he was being transported to and from court this week.
Let's get right to Cam Smith with the developing details. And Cam, what can you tell us?
Well, Kat and Darren, certainly an emotional day in court today as both the prosecutors and the defense in this case say this was not the outcome that they had hoped for. But following several hours of closed-door meetings and conferences with the judge, Brunel did agree to a plea deal and pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. He was sentenced to 4 to 10 years, all suspended with 10 years of probation. Brunel admitted to stabbing Fern Feather, who identified as transgender, in 2022. And as Fern's family has told us, Fern went by all pronouns, and the family had strong words today for both the court and Brunel.
You were able to end his life, but you will never be able to extinguish the light that he brought into the world.
Family members holding back tears as trial for the man charged with killing Fern Feather in 2022 comes to an abrupt end. Just over a mile from the courthouse, a memorial with pictures of Fern and flowers still stands.
And the only reason you're getting out now is because of the gross negligence of Lamoille County's Sheriff's Department, because you are a murderer.
It all stems from issues raised Wednesday about 2 deputies, including Lamoille County Sheriff's Deputy Christopher Turner, who had been transporting Brunel from court back to prison.
What are the questions about this case?
There were some questions about this case.
Turner, who has only been on the force for just over a year, used his body camera to record the conversation. Judge Mary Morrissey, who read the transcript, says the questions were specific to evidence, like the murder weapon, and attempting to elicit information about Brunel's self-defense claim.
A deputy asks, what were you scared about? What were you scared about? Repeated, which would be a direct element in terms of a self-defense type claim.
Both state's attorney Aliana Gerhard and defense attorney Jessica Burke called the actions by the deputies egregious, saying a plea agreement was not the outcome either side wanted.
What is your plea to the charge of voluntary manslaughter?
Guilty.
We believe that it was in the best interest of the family to have a conviction and to have supervision for a decade.
It's very sad for everyone involved. It's very sad for Vermont, and I hope changes are made to ensure justice in the future.
When asked if he wanted to speak, Brunel stood up and turned to Fern's family.
Don't know what happened that day, and I mean, there's no excuses, and that's not a wish, that's not a sickness I wish on anybody. Sorry for what happened that day, and don't expect any forgiveness.
Now, on top of the voluntary manslaughter charge, Brunel also pleaded guilty to an attempted escape charge following a failed attempt to escape prison in 2023. The deal also, as we mentioned, calls for no new jail time, and he will get credit for the time he's already served. In terms of that 10 years of probation, he will be wearing an ankle monitor for GPS tracking. If he violates any of those conditions, the 4 to 10 year suspended sentence would be back on the table. Live in Hyde Park tonight, Cam Smith, Channel 3 News.